Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here and welcome to 60 and Me. Hope you're having a wonderful morning so far. I am waking up to a kind of rainy day, but it's a beautiful light and it's been raining all night, so there's this kind of freshness in the air. So I don't know what the weather's like with you, but it's that sort of seasonal in between winter and summer. We've actually had snow here the last week, so it's totally confused weather, but here we are together. And you know, I get up every morning and I mean, obviously I think about doing these little talks with you and try to talk about things that I know are relevant, and they're going to be things that apply to some people and not to others. But I have a topic I want to talk to you about that I think applies to everybody. But first, my tea. And tea applies to everybody in my opinion. Okay, so I've been on a kind of a search for interesting herbal teas, and when I was in Bali, I picked up this little tea called Moringa leaf tea, and I read the details about it, and honestly, if there's one tea in the universe that can cure anything and everything, it's Moringa tea. It's a tree and it's a plant that grows in Africa, and if you list the series of things that it's supposed to help with, it's everything from digestion to diabetes to cancer. And you know, I always take those kind of with a grain of salt. I mean, it's not really going to cure any one of those illnesses, but it's a tree that apparently has got some very potent and powerful ingredients, antioxidants and antibacterial, and you know, just a beautiful tree. Now, as you can see, it's like a little leaf, and so I've made it into a cup of tea, and I feel like I'm back in college again. You know, sort of experimenting with teas. I've even got little leaves floating in my tea, but it's very earthy. It's very, it tastes like a healthy tea, let's put it that way. And if you want it to taste less healthy, pop a bit of honey in there. But Moringa tea, and I recommend it. At least I recommend you try. You're not going to try every single tea that I try. I don't think anyone's quite the tea addict that I am. But if you are and you've got some interesting teas that you love, tell us about them and I'll try them, and we'll do some little test runs. But teas in general, and coffee too, are good for you. They really do provide your body with extra benefit. And the topic I want to talk to you about today is nutrition, and about you know, not just eating healthy food, but the way we eat it, the attitude with which we prepare and enjoy our food. And one of our bloggers, Elizabeth Dunkel, wrote an article called How to Dine Extravagantly Even When You're on a Budget. And I just love her ideas, and I wanted to share them with you for as you prepare dinner this evening, whether you're with a partner, whether you're with a friend or by yourself, just to look at your meals as opportunities to engage your senses, you know, to just have fun with food, and to make it both delicious and fabulous and you know, dynamic and interesting. And there are things you can do. And honestly, if you're on a budget, that's okay too. There's plenty that you can do to infuse the mealtime experience with you know, with luxury. And that's what Lisa's writing about this series on, and how to live like a millionaire on a budget. And when you think about food and millionaires, what do they love? Well, they love to eat what they love, what they like, and they like it when they want it, and they, you know, they have a sort of maybe a desire for a specific, you know, kind of tea or kind of food, and they get what they want. And that getting what you want is the idea of luxury. So for Lisa, it's just, you know, buying things if necessary in small quantities, so that you can get the luxury of having something that you love prepared by someone who loves you. That would be you, and you know, and just enjoy it. And the first thing she says, which is actually I had to smile when I read it, is that, you know, you have to learn to love your kitchen. Well, I have a very, very small kitchen, and I do love it because it gives me the ability to make tea and to cook basic food. But, you know, she says you've really got to have a little bit of a love for that kitchen and respect it, and get in there and make it beautiful, and buy some you know, knives and ingredients that you're going to use that are good quality, so that you have an experience of joy while you're in there assembling your food. And I think that's a really good piece of advice. So, you know, even though I'm not much of a cook, and my sons will attest to this, yeah, I do actually go into the kitchen now to prepare a meal with a different attitude. It's my sacred space for nourishing my precious body. So love your kitchen, first thing. The next thing she suggests is to style your setting. You know, just like you style your living room, you put your cushions out, you know, just style the setting of the food that you're going to eat on. And if you don't have very fancy, you know, plates, well, the one thing that she reminds us is that standing up eating is not luxurious. So sit down and, you know, and find a plate that really you love. Now, I've got to share a story here because it's such a great story. And I was in Bali and I went to a little cafe that was really beautiful. It served, it wasn't so much Indonesian food, it was kind of fusion, and I had a lovely salad. And they brought the dish on a plate. And I looked at this plate and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I said to the owner, "Excuse me, but do you happen to sell your plates?" Because they were selling other items in the cafe, but he said, "No, we get these like kind of one-offs. You know, we just go up, we find them in this little place." He gave the name of a city miles away, and he said we just buy them one-off, and we just buy what we like. So I went online, as I do, and I found the plate, and I actually bought it. I ordered it, and I ordered it to be delivered when I got home. And do you want to see it? Okay, so this is the plate that I fell in love with. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this plate. It's called Kashmir, and it's, you know, it's part of a set of plates. And I just fell in love with it, and I found it online on a place called replacements.com. And just for your information, they sell all kinds of plates and dishes, cups, saucers, that, you know, if you had a beautiful set and then broke one, you could go to replacements.com and get a replacement. So that I bought this plate. Actually, it was funny, the shipping was more expensive than the plate itself, but anyway, it was really worth it to come home to this lovely plate. And I do, and actually, you know, I always talk about small plates, about eating on a small plate, but I don't know if you can tell on this plate, it's got like a rim around here. So really the center little piece is the only piece that you can use to put food on. So it's actually quite a tiny plate, even though it's very big when I hold it up. It's lovely and it's quite heavy. But anyway, so buy a plate or two, go to a vintage shop or a charity shop and just look for little treasures. It doesn't matter if they all match, but you know, find something that you would like to pull it down from the shelf, put it on the table, and then put your food on it and enjoy your food. Buy just a piece of this and that. Flowers and candles are luxurious. I always like to have fresh flowers around my house. Even if they're not expensive ones, I tend to just buy something that's seasonal. And then I just bought this beautiful candle. It's actually, what is it? Lavender and tea tree. And if you just buy a candle that's got some substance to it and you can light, and you have it by the side of your plate, and you just using candlelight and flowers just makes the meal luxurious. Doesn't matter if it's an omelet or anything on your plate, just make it special. And another thing that Lisa mentions, which I think is, I haven't noticed it too much here, but she says that in her travels, eating from a bowl is really become quite popular. And millennials do it. They buy, you know, a dish that's got like rice and then layered with something, and then a piece of salmon and layered with broccoli, and kind of the bowl of food. And of course, you can get some beautiful bowls. You can buy beautiful bowls and eat it with chopsticks or with a fork. And you know, pretty food, you know, equals a beautiful meal. And just this whole idea of serving it in a bowl, just as almost like a gift, you know, to yourself. Like you take the gift. It's a bowl. It's round. It's precious, and then you eat. You eat from the bowl. I kind of like that idea. I do have a couple of nice Japanese style bowls, not too many, but I think that would be lovely to have a small meal in a bowl. And then she said, the last thing she reminds us is just basically become a foodie. You know, just check out Instagram. Look at some of the great pictures that people who make it their living to cook, you know, have offered. And it's just amazing when you know, turn something quite simple like a peanut butter sandwich or something into something quite luxurious with a different, you know, bit of adornment, or if you put different kinds of breads, or just think about normal foods outside the box. And honestly, Instagram, it's a great place for food bloggers. They seem to live there, and their pictures are astounding, and they'll inspire you. And honestly, they're not always gourmet meals. They're just things to enjoy and to love. And of course, your milk in a wine glass is one thing that Lisa reminds us. Just put everything in a wine glass. Pretend it's a special drink for you. And then finally, she says the last thing she would suggest to make a meal luxurious is to take it outside. I mean, honestly, isn't it true when you travel, you go to a cafe, you eat your meal outside, like in Greece, for example, and it tastes so good. I mean, it just tastes better than when you would eat it inside. There's something about the fresh air and about having it in open air that makes it special and precious. So do that. And if you have a balcony, or you can get outside and have your breakfast, and a cup of coffee in the morning or a cup of tea, that's lovely. It's really cool. And then, of course, take a gourmet picnic and go somewhere. Even if you have a park nearby that you can go to, that's a good idea. Oh, there was one other thing that she mentioned that I really liked the idea of, and that was to eat luxurious things in small quantities. And if you have a very special treat that you know, like that whole piece of cheesecake is not so good for your waistline or for your health, do things in little pieces. And I have got a little piece of chocolate that I always go to the shop. We have a shop in Lucerne that I buy this from. It's called, it's actually salt from Ibiza. It's salt, dark chocolate, 77% with some salt. It's not salted caramel, which of course, as you all know, is my absolute favorite, but it's a little, and it's tiny. And I actually don't even eat the whole thing. I just use it as a little treat for myself, a little teeny bit of chocolate. Just as a special treat, or a tiny cookie with a cup of tea, just something that gets you to stop and appreciate. So that's kind of some thoughts about living a luxurious lifestyle when you're eating alone or even with a partner. How to make meals special by adding little extra touches. And so thanks, Lisa, for that great article and for reminding us about the simple things in life. It's super important. So I hope you've got a fun day planned. Maybe you've got something very simple planned for today. You're going out to visit someone or do some volunteering or go to the library or to a museum, maybe just across the street to get some groceries or to the market. But whatever you're going to do, just pamper yourself. Buy one little teeny thing for you as a treat and have it with your dinner this evening. And even if it's a glass of water and a glass of wine, in a wine glass, I should say, and a tiny meal that you've prepared with what you've got at home, just enjoy it. Enjoy every single second. So have a wonderful rest of your day and a great evening, and I will see you all back here again soon. Oh, I forgot to mention the question. What is the question? What is your favorite way to dine like a millionaire? What do you do to make a meal special? Leave your comments below. We'll have a conversation, and I do look forward to reading them and joining in. And I do look forward to seeing you again soon. Take very good care. Bye for now.